Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Healthy Meals. So who wants to try out a recipe for some healthy tater tots? Seemed like a good idea. I'm going to try it because, I don't know, maybe because I am a fanatic about tater tots. So the recipe actually calls for zucchini, but since I don't like zucchini, we're going to use some broccoli. The big thing with this is it talks about how you don't want to have your vegetables wet. So you want, broccoli or zucchini, whatever the case may be, you want it to be as diced or grated as possible. And I'm just going to chop this into little bite-sized pieces more so than it is. And then you also want it dry. So right now what I have is a ton of frozen broccoli that I kind of defrosted a little bit. So we're going to see how small we can make this broccoli. Okay, now the big thing when you're chopping big things like this up is that you hold your fingers like this so that you don't chop anything off. That's the big thing. Here, let's give you a little bit of light. Voila! Let there be lights. Okay, so, sorry, it's almost Friday. Ow. All right, no fingernails either. Get those thumbs out of the way. And all I'm doing, I know I'm not going to get this very thin, and I'm okay with that as far as grating. I actually like and prefer my broccoli in chunks, not in slivers. So I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to cut a lot of this up. There's a couple more ingredients that we've got in this recipe. Some breadcrumbs, a little bit of cheese, and some seasoning. And then we're going to bake it in some cupcakes. And we'll be good to go. So I will come back once I have all this chopped up and sitting in a bowl waiting for us. And yeah, we'll get started on the rest of it and make some tater tot galore here. Alright, you guys, you ready? So we're going to mix this stuff together and then we're going to put it in our cupcake holder. Let's see, we need 1 egg. See if we can bump you up a little higher. There we go. Can you see now? Okay, so here's what we have going. We're going to put our chopped up broccoli in here. Okay, it calls for, what is it, 1 cup of grated. It's a little bit more than that. We're talking about 2 cups here, so we're going to make double the recipe. So, 1 egg. Need something to keep it glued together. Since this is a double of recipe, we are going to put 2 eggs in. Make sense? Now, a lot of tater tots, they have onions and all that good stuff in it. Well, I don't like onions, so we're not going to put onions in this. We are going to put a little onion sauce, or onion powder, because, I don't know, I like the flavor. And, okay, so, well, that's not working for me. My little breadcrumbs here. Let's see if we can open this little puppy. There we go. Alright, so the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. Since we are doubling this recipe, we want to make sure we get 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Okay, and I just bought the whole grain breadcrumbs. If you look on the ingredients for a lot of the other ones, especially the seasoned ones, there's some hydrogenated oils in it, or hydrogenated, sorry, I have to pronounce that correctly. And, honestly, I can do whole wheat and I can add the spices myself. Keeps it healthier. Really, that extra step, you're paying the same amount of money because it was $1.09 for that. It was $1.09 for the Italian seasoned one and all the others. And, I have the spices on hand, so I'm going to be healthier. Alright, so it calls for 1/4 cup of cheese as well. So we're going to do 1/2 cup low fat, fancy, thinly shredded cheese. Okay. Get our 2 cups in there. And you know, that is about it. Now we just do seasoning. So I'm going to get some Italian seasoning, a little bit of onion, a little extra onion. Okay, so we're just going to put some onion powder in here. A little bit of the Italian seasoning, just to, you know, a little bit of flavoring in it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You also have the Greek seasoning that we've used before. You could put that in there as well. And then just a little salt and a little pepper. So there's a little bit of pepper. Now, anyone remember our salt? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We're done. And I'm going to just mix this up. Make sure everything is mixed together. And then we are going to drop these puppies into little cupcake or to the muffin mix. You know those muffin containers? That's what we're going to do. We're going to mix it into the muffin container. And we're just going to let it bake. Now, when this comes out, it tastes very similarly to a tater tot. Now, granted, because the broccoli is not shredded, it's not going to taste like a tater tot. That's, you know, if you do the zucchini, you can shred it a lot easier than you can the broccoli. I'm doing this a little different. I like the chunks a little bit more. So there we go. So we've got it all mixed up. There we go. Need to get some lower bowls for you guys so you can see. So we're just going to take our bowl, and I keep looking at this recipe thinking, you know, I'm missing something, but I'm not. Alright, so we're going to take our muffin pan here. Make sure you guys can see. Okay. Take our muffin pan here. Now we need to coat it with a little bit of something. So to make cleanup a little bit easier, here's a little trick. A coffee filter. Okay? Has a little bit more density than a paper towel. It's not going to hold the olive oil on it. It'll let you kind of soak in and use it without soaking up all the oil. It is wonderful. Greatest trick. Now, here's the other thing you can use coffee filters for, especially the brown ones. You can use them for the oils on your face. So let's say you're out for the day, or you're going out for the day, and you forgot your little rice papers. Well, grab some coffee filters. I'm telling you, it works. There's that, and then one, you know, this sounds probably gross to you guys, but those papers that they have the toilet seat covers, those are fabulous for oils on your face as well. As long as they haven't touched the toilet seat, that is. That's where the gross comes in. It's coming out of the wall, or it's coming out of a freshly opened package. Well, there you go. Alright, so we've got that coated. Now you can also use a spray. Ooh, broccoli pieces coming everywhere. For this, but I don't know. I kind of prefer to wipe it in myself. I know it takes a little bit more time, but it does turn out much, much better. So the big thing with these is you want to fill them about halfway full. Okay? And we're definitely going to have some leftovers here, which is going to be good. So fill your cups about halfway, maybe a little bit more. Throw a little bit more on that one. And in between the breadcrumbs and the egg that's in this, we're going to have some tater tots. Woo, woo, woo. I think I have some leftover chicken from last night too. Ooh, tater tots and chicken. Oh yes. You guys know it's going to be a good dinner now. Alright, so I'm curious if you guys know anything about the antioxidants that you find in broccoli. Broccoli's good for a lot of different things. It's good for your health. It's good for your digestion, actually. If you ever notice sometimes if you have some gas when you eat broccoli, well, it's because of the fiber that's in it. And I know we've talked about this before, but just for those of you who are just tuning in, if you eat enough fiber on a regular basis, do you know that you do not have any flatulence or gas problems when you eat beans, you can eat them all day long. The gas that you're feeling is from the sulfur that can be found, and it's healthy sulfur. We're not talking, you know, volcanoes here. It's healthy sulfur, but it's found in the fiber that comes out of the beans. And that being said, when you have fiber coming out of the beans, it's got to go somewhere. And if your body's not used to absorbing it, then it goes through this whole withdrawal process, and there you go. That's when you need Beano. And in reality, all you need to make sure you're doing is having enough fiber every day. Not always the easiest thing, I know, but that's what works. Alright, so we are going to take this and we're going to put it in the oven. And it sits in the oven at 400 degrees. Okay, oven's already preheated for 15 to 18 minutes. Once the top of this looks nice and golden and crispy, that's when it's done. So I'll come back, I'll show you what it looks like when you're done. We'll put it on a plate and see what's what. They're done. Check this out. Nice and toasty. See how it's kind of mixed together? So we're going to put it on a plate and see what it looks like there. These two are my favorites. Lots of breading, lots of toasty goodness. It really does taste like a tater tot. I mean, it's kind of like the cauliflower mashed potatoes. You sit and you think, well, how is it possible for this to taste anything like what I'm used to? But it really is it really does taste like it. I promise, I swear. Try it out, see what you think. Let me know, post some comments. I will talk with you all tomorrow. Enjoy your meal.